Hello friends, in class 12 surface chemistry, in this video we are going to discuss about emulsions, colloids around us and applications of colloids. First of all, emulsions. We already discussed that emulsions are liquid-liquid colloidal system. It means dispersed phase and dispersion medium both are liquids. If a mixture of two immiscible or partially miscible liquids is shaken, a coarse dispersion of one liquid in the other is obtained, which is called emulsion. It means in emulsion, whatever the liquids we are taking, either they are immiscible to each other. Immiscible means they will not mix into each other, they will not dissolve into each other, or they are partially miscible. Okay. Generally, one of the two liquids is water. Out of these two liquids, one will be water. And these are of two types. One is oil dispersed in water. This is called OW type. And water dispersed in oil. This is called WO type. In this diagram, you can see this is oil in water and this is water in oil. Clear? Oil dispersed in water. It means water acts as a dispersion medium and oil is the dispersed phase. Very common example, milk, you are familiar. Vanishing cream, shaving creams. Clear? Now what is this vanishing cream? Creams spread easily and seem to disappear rapidly when rubbed on skin are termed as vanishing creams. Okay, why actually they disappear rapidly? That's why we use the word vanishing. These are an oil to water type of emulsions which when applied to the skin leave an almost invisible layer on it, so called vanishing creams. Okay. Another one is water dispersed in oil. In this case, oil acts as a dispersion medium. Examples are butter and cream. For stabilization of an emulsion, a third component called emulsifying agent is usually added. The emulsifying agent forms an interfacial film between suspended particles and the medium. Simply, this is the third reagent which is required to stabilize the emulsion. The principal emulsifying agents for oil to water emulsions are proteins, gums, natural and synthetic soaps, etc. And for water to oil type, heavy metal salts of fatty acids, long chain alcohols and lamp black, etc. These are emulsifying agents. Emulsions can be broken into constituent liquids by heating, freezing or centrifuging. You know that is milk, if we centrifuge, then cream will be separate out from milk. Okay. Now, around us, number of systems, number of phenomena are there which is based on the colloids. Clear? Now we will discuss one by one. Blue color of the sky. Dust particles along with water suspended in air scatter blue light which reaches our eyes and the sky looks blue to us. I think in physics we also discussed it. Fog, mist and rain. What are these? When a large mass of air containing dust particle is cooled below its dew point. I will discuss later what is this dew point. The moisture from the air condenses on the surfaces of these particles forming the fine droplets. Okay, like this is what is this dew? Tiny drops of the water that form on cool surfaces at night when atmospheric vapor condenses. Especially in case of winter, we can say in Hindi this is known as Os. It is called dew. And dew point, the atmospheric temperature below which water droplets begin to condense and dew can form. You can say in this diagram, this is the flower and these are water droplets condense on that. This is a dew. These droplets being colloidal in nature continue to float in air in form of mist or fog. If they will not settle down, Then if float in the air, then either this is called mist or this is fog. Again, what are the differences between this mist and fog? So we can say mist, a cloud of tiny water droplets suspended in the atmosphere at or near the earth's surface that limits visibility. You can see this diagram. Due to mist, visibility is less. Then what is fog? Fog is a thick cloud. Now we can say this is only the simple cloud, thin cloud, but this is a thick cloud of tiny water droplets suspended in the atmosphere at or near the earth's surface, which obscures or restricts the visibility. This is your fog. Simply we can say in fog, visibility decreases more compared to the mist. Cloud. Clouds are aerosols having small droplets of water suspended in air. On account of condensation in the upper atmosphere, the colloidal droplets of water grow bigger and bigger in size till they come down in the form of rain. When these condensed atmospheric water vapors becomes bigger and bigger, then they will come down in the form of rain. Sometimes rainfall occurs when two oppositely charged clouds meet, because cloud is a colloid having the charge. If two oppositely charged clouds meet, then rain will occur. And it is possible to cause artificial rain by throwing electrified sand or spraying a soul carrying charge opposite to the one on the cloud from an aeroplane. Again, you must be familiar with the artificial rain. When cloud is there but not raining, then some oppositely charged particles are spraying on that cloud. Then it will precipitate and rain will occur. Next one, the food articles. Whatever the food articles you are taking, like milk, butter, halwa, clear? That is ice cream, fruit juices. All these are the liquids in one form or the other. Blood. Blood is again a colloidal solution of an albuminoid substance. Clear? Albuminoid substance. Septic action. This is called septic action of alum and ferric chloride solution is due to coagulation of blood forming a clot which stops further bleeding. Now just see what is the work of this is alum. Actually, like see during the saving, if cut is there, then blood is coming. To stop this flow of blood, we use the alum. Alum particles clot the blood. Clear? This is clotting. Soil. Again, fertile soil are colloid in nature. Clear? In which humus acts as a protective colloid. On account of colloidal nature, soil absorbs moisture and nurturing materials. Formation of delta. This is the one of the important question. Formation of delta. Now, what is the delta? You can see in this diagram. When this river meets to the sea, rivers meets to the sea, then sedimentation will occur. Clear? Sedimentation. It means this is river divided into the number of branches. This is called delta. Why this delta occur when river meets to the sea? So we can say river water is a colloidal solution of clay. Sea water contains a number of electrolytes. When river water meets the sea water, what will happen? The electrolytes present in sea water coagulate the colloidal solution of clay, resulting in its deposition with the formation of delta. Many times this question was asked in the CBSE exam. Why delta is formed when river meets to sea? This is due to the coagulation. Now, we can explain what is delta. Delta is a triangular area where a major river divides into several smaller parts that usually flow into a larger body of water. Clear? Now, application of colloids. This colloid system, how can we apply? Electrical precipitation of smoke. Smoke is a colloidal solution of solid particles such as carbon, arsenic compound, dust, etc. in air. The smoke, before it comes out from chimney, is led through a chamber containing plates having a charge opposite to that carried by smoke particles. What will happen? Smoke particle will precipitate. The particles on coming in contact with these plates lose their charge and get precipitated. The particles thus settle down on the floor of the chamber and the precipitator is called Cottrell precipitator. This diagram is shown. Cottrell precipitator. Clear? Purification of drinking water. Again, the water obtained from natural sources often contains suspended impurities. When alum is added, clear? Alum, that is fiticary, is added to such water to coagulate the suspended impurities and make water fit for drinking purpose. Actually, in this case, the process of loading is occur. When alum is added, alum is one double salt. About this double salt, we will discuss further later on. When this alum is added, then whatever the impurities present in the water, they will load. They becomes heavy. That's why settle down. You can say this is the muddy water. When we add the alum, then these muddy suspended particles of water along with the alum will settle down at the bottom and we will get the clear water. This is called loading. Medicines. Most of the medicines are colloidal in nature. For example, Ardzeerol. Clear? Ardzeerol. This is a silver sole used as an eye lotion. Colloidal antimony is used in curing Kala-Jar. This is one type of fever. Clear? Colloidal gold is used for intramuscular injection. Milk of magnesia, that is magnesium hydroxide. This is an emulsion used for stomach disorder. That is for removing acidity. We use the milk of magnesia. Colloidal medicines are more effective because they have large surface area and are therefore easily assimilated. Tanning. What is this tanning? Animal hides are colloidal in nature. Clear? Hides, chamdi, skin. When a hide which has positively charged particle is soaked in tannin, this is one chemical, tannin, which contains negatively charged colloidal particles, mutual coagulation takes place. This results in hardening of leather and this process is termed as tanning. Simply a tanning industry, that is a leather industry. Chromium salts are also used in the place of tanning. Okay, we can say this is the hard leather. Cleansing action of soaps and detergents. About this we have already discussed. Due to the micelle formation, cleansing action of soap and detergent is working. Photographic plates and films. Photographic plates or films are prepared by coating an emulsion of the light sensitive silver bromide in gelatin or glass plates or celluloid film. This is photographic plate. Rubber industry. Latex. Simply we can say this is the rubber milk which is obtained from the rubber tree. Latex is a colloidal solution of rubber particles which are negatively charged and rubber is obtained by coagulation of latex. We can say this rubber is obtained like this from rubber tree. And for what purpose rubber is used? Rubber is used for making number of items like this, the tire, washer, etc. Industrial products, paints, inks, synthetic plastics, rubber, graphite lubricants, even cement, all these are colloidal solutions. Is that clear, student? Now this chapter is over. Thank you.